ladies and gentlemen, if no one is having babies, if we are not reproducing, guess what's going to happen to the human race? Matter of fact, you don't even need to guess. Y'all already know exactly what's going to happen to the human race. We will be no more. If no one is reproducing, we will be no more. But it seems to be an issue that is ongoing right now, the decrease in the birth rate, and no one is really talking about it. I guess they're waiting until no one's having babies at all to start talking about it, to start bringing it to light, to make an issue of it, right? Right. But the birth rate has been dropping since 2022. Yeah, the birth rate's been dropping since 2022. It actually seems to get higher and higher. Well, not that much higher, but it seems to get higher in the upcoming years. In 2023, we saw a decline. In 2024, we saw a decline. And now in 2025, we are seeing a decline in the birth rate. So people are not having babies like they used to, as much babies as they used to. Where some households were having 2 kids, which is the ideal family, a husband, a wife, and 2 children. Yeah, that's the ideal family. People are not having 2 kids anymore. Some are not even having 1. And then you have it where some women are having children later on in their years. They chase careers first. They are concerned about money management, which makes the birth rate decrease as time goes on. Yes, that is what's going to continue to happen once we see a shift in more women going into the workforce, more women chasing careers, more women having more career goals, more women being career driven. They want to have babies later on in their 30s and their 40s, which we all know decreases as time goes on for a woman. And now you're not having those nuclear families anymore, especially when you are younger. If you're not having kids at a young age, then you're not having a nuclear family. You're not starting a nuclear family. And we have also seen the increase in what? Single motherhood. Yes, we've seen the increase in that. Even if the woman was married and she had children, they are initiating the divorces. Before we continue on to this video though, I need y'all to do 3 things for me. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and share this video so someone else can do the very same thing. And if they don't, then we're going to send Brian from the Whatever podcast after them. This is who we are covering today. Yes, we are covering the Whatever podcast. I don't know if you've ever watched it before, but it gets very interesting when you have a young lady who seems to be a feminist. I don't know if she is or not. This is what they are calling her. She is going up against Andrew Wilson, and they are debating the decrease in the birth rate. Yes, she says that childbearing is limiting to women. Women should have more rights, which we know for a fact women have more rights. Especially now from years ago and decades ago, women have a lot more rights now. But she sees it as limiting to start a family, especially to start a family early, and she wants to chase her career and maybe think about settling down and having children later on, which we all know does not always happen, and it does not always work out the way that you want it to work out. But without further ado, let us get into the video and cover this Whatever podcast on baby making. Cue the music.
Is it that you don't want to tailor society towards females reproducing, since they're the only ones who can, and men towards doing the hard labor jobs and the dangerous jobs, which basically only they can do as well? Why would you not want society conditioned that way?
Because I think it's extremely limiting to the human experience. I think women are more than just birth givers.
Okay. And can women have an experience if they're not born?
No.
Okay. Now I'm willing to listen to your line of inquiry. Go ahead.
Do you think every woman should reproduce? Do you think that if the roles weren't the way that they are or the way that you want them to be, where you need a woman to reproduce?
So when you ask a monolithic question, the answer to your question is no. I wouldn't say every woman on planet Earth needs to reproduce. But that's kind of beside the point. The truth is that we still need to have reproduction in order to have a society. So even if it's the case that like women without uteruses can't reproduce, or women who can't menstruate can't reproduce, or women who can't have eggs can't reproduce, or even some women just are so untailored towards motherhood they can't, I would still think that you would want the social conditions for reproduction to be the thing you focused on, because otherwise you don't have human beings.
Yes. So do you think that reproduction wouldn't occur anymore if the roles weren't as they are now?
As a matter of fact, I don't. And here's my proof. What's the birth rate in every single Western country and most of the world? Is it above or below reproduction rates?
The birth
So you need
rate.
to have, mommy and daddy need to have 2 babies in order to replace mommy and daddy, right? Are mommy and daddy having 2 babies to replace mommy and daddy right now?
No, they're not.
Well, that's really weird. It's almost like when we apply your insane ideology of non-specific gender roles and moving the social conditioning to move women into the marketplace workforce where they're fucking miserable, it's not conducive to reproduction. Now, under my worldview, which is the right worldview, I would tailor society towards females and reproduction, which would include staunch gender roles. And then we would actually have a society.
Would
Right
you?
now,
And that
what's going on
excludes
is
men
your society
pretending
is
to be
being-
women.
Your society, hang on. Your society is being replaced, literally replaced by immigrants because our societies can't reproduce themselves.
Would you not suggest that maybe women should just have more resources to help them?
Resources, wait, you want women to have more resources?
To help with childbearing,
here's,
and then
here's the biggest resource I want to give to women that'll help them the most with childcare: time. The ultimate resource that every rich man will tell you is the one thing that they can never get back. It's the one thing that you spend and never comes back to you. Yeah, I would give them time. And you know how you give women lots and lots of time? You try to move the social conditions so that they can stay fucking home with their kids. And then what do they have the most amount of abundance of? Time. The one irreplaceable thing. So if you want to give women resources and stuff, right? I don't think stuff is going to do it. I think that time is what does it. If you're going to spend most of your day away from your child, how is that conducive to reproduction? How does that help us reproduce exactly?
The government did that to keep us separated and segregated to get more tax
The
money.
feminist
and
movement did.
to indoctrinate our children.
Actually, the feminist movement did.
okay.
It did.
Whatever.
It did. It really did. The original, it did. And that's why we're here now.
Sin Magic
That's why we're
14
here now.
donated
That's why we're here
$200.
now.
Thank you,
You
sir.
are gorgeous, girl.
I think you are gorgeous.
No, wait. One. I'm so.
Wait,
One.
wait,
It's
this
your
is for
8.
you.
4, 5, 6, 7.
thank you.
Oh, I thought you were 8. I'm so
there it is.
sorry. You were gorgeous too.
Did you have a response to Andrew, or?
Yeah, again, I just think it's a really
Stop.
limiting stance.
Gorgeous, I know.
Me, personally, I don't think I would find my ultimate purpose and value in having children. I really want a career
But
myself.
You wouldn't have to. Like, don't you understand that through the illusion of you thinking that you're promoting choice, you're promoting prison ideology. The very idea that you have is because you would not be happy being a mommy. You want to go in the workforce or some shit like that and go work for a boss in a cubicle and complain about how cold it is to the HR lady. Because that's your dream. The assumption there is that all of society should be tailored towards this thing that you want. You can still do that shit, but why wouldn't you try to move society towards the idea of reproduction and the cross-generational or nuclear family? The backbone of all societies, the family unit. Why would you not want to move society towards that?
Well,
Even if you want to go have your cushy little air-conditioned job and not reproduce.
Yeah, you heard Andrew, and he's not lying. So, here's the breakdown. Here's how it goes, right? And I need y'all to hear me for a second. The nuclear family is almost dead. And I say almost dead because we still have nuclear families out there. There are still people that are joining forces, becoming one, and staying together. There are people like that. I'm not going to say that there aren't because I would be lying. Now, Are the majority of people doing that? No, they're not. The majority of people are actually getting divorced, honestly. The majority of people are getting divorced, remaining single parents, not forming a union together. No, the nuclear family is almost dead. It's almost gone. And one of the reasons why is that lady that just blurted out the feminist movement. They're the reasons why. She wasn't lying. She wasn't. I'll be real with you. She was not lying at all. She was actually telling the truth. This is the reason why the nuclear family is almost dead. A lot of women are being fed the idea of what? Going and getting your career, you're a boss, babe, you go, girl. Yes, I know you probably heard this before, but it's the truth. A lot of women are being fed this, and they are being fed this at a young age. They are being fed this through social media, through television, and through real life, real experiences. Whether it's the person that is raising them or in school, they are being told this at a young age. And so you grow up believing what? Oh, I don't want that. What do I need a man for? What do I need a family for? I need money. Yes, that's it. I need money. And you will also, if you speak to some of the ladies out here, they will tell you what? They will say that the reason they need to get their money up is because they need to be independent. Independent of who? They need to be independent of a man. Yes, I've had a young lady tell me this too. She needs to be independent of men. Why does she want to be under a man's thumb? Why does she want to depend on a man? And so she needs to get her bread up. She needs to work. And do you know what ends up happening? You end up working forever. Yeah, you end up working forever. Ladies, do y'all not seem to understand something? When you get into the workforce the way that you do, and that is not to say that a woman should not be working. I know some of y'all are going to try to twist my words around, but no, that is not what I am saying. I would never say that. You have the right to do whatever you want, ladies. That's a fact. But at the same time, when you get into the workforce the way that you do, believing that you need to be a boss babe, that you need to run things, you need to work 15 hours a day, you need to compete with men, guess what happens? You get on that hamster wheel. You get on that hamster wheel. Yes, and you are just running and running and running in circles. And you will do this for the next 15 years, for the next 20 years, for the next 30 years of your life. Until one morning, guess what happens? You wake up, look in the mirror, see all them wrinkles and say, damn, where did my life go? Yeah, it passed you by. Do you want to know why? Because you were on that wheel, running in place, running in place. You were chasing the bag. See, this is what men do. This is what we do. We chase the bag. We're on that hamster wheel. Yeah, and we do it in order to support our families. But when you do it, it's for different reasons. It is for yourself. That is why you put that first. You don't put your family first. You put that first. You say you want to chase a career. When you're in your 20s, you want to get the bag. You want to get the money. I can't tell you how many ladies I see out here competing with men. Yes, it's a competition now to see who gets the bag, to see who can get on social media and brag the most, to see who has the biggest house. It's a competition. Men and women are now competing. When women got into the workforce, that's exactly what happened. And this is the truth. Hate it or love it. I'm only telling you how it is. Don't shoot the messenger. And so it's a competition between all of us now, and no one's having kids. No one is. Yeah, Andrew Wilson was right. He was absolutely right. But this young lady, unfortunately, she's drank out that cup. She's been sipping the Kool-Aid. She actually believes what they have told her. And so what she's going to do is what? End up going to work, chasing the bag, working long hours, becoming a boss babe in her 20s. And I'm pretty sure she's in her 20s, in her 30s, in her 40s, until she reaches that age and she wakes up one morning. And like I said, she doesn't know where life went. She has no family, no kids to come and visit her on holidays. No one to call, no one to talk to, no husband. This is what's been happening. And I don't care how you cope with it and tell yourself, no, this isn't real. You're tripping. No, we do whatever we want to do. This is the type of life we want to live. Oh, really? let me ask you this. If a man who is built to go out there and slay the dragon, bring back the food for the house, if a man who's able to do that, right, is not big on doing that, what makes you think you're going to enjoy it so much more than a man does? You really think we enjoy having to go out there and climb these electric poles? Do you really think we enjoy climbing these phone towers? We enjoy working on the oil rigs? We enjoy waking up at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning in order to get to work in the office where we sit at a table for 8 hours, 12 hours a day? Not being home with the kids, with our kids, not being able to teach them much because we're out there slaying that dragon. If we don't enjoy it, what makes you think that you are going to actually enjoy it? In your 30s, in your 40s, in your 50s, alone by yourself. See, this is a warning. I'm just telling y'all how it is. Y'all know how I do. I'm just telling it how it is. Hate it or love it. But you're going to listen and you're going to understand it. Sooner or later, the more people you hear tell you this, you are going to start seeing it. And I hope you start seeing it at an earlier age. And gentlemen, this is for y'all too. The ones who are not stepping up and doing what they're supposed to be doing in order to take care of their families. The ones who are being lazy. The ones who don't want to get out there and bust their ass. This is what a man is supposed to do. It is now a competition between men and women to see who gets more money, to see who has more money, when it's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be a competition between yourself. Gentlemen, I'm talking to you. You are supposed to be out there trying to be better, trying to be a better man than you were the day before. You're supposed to work at that. You're supposed to wake up tomorrow morning a better man than you were today. But instead, you are what? Laying back. You're playing more video games, eating more chips. You're not hitting the gym, and you're not getting out there and busting your ass to make more money. You're supposed to be chasing the bag. What is going on in society? I don't know, but the birth rate is going to continue to decline the more we what? The more we compete against each other, the more women that get into the workforce, and the less men who actually go out there and slay that dragon, because that is your job. So if you're not doing it, then guess what? These ladies are going to go out there and do it. And that's exactly what's been happening. That is why they are the head of their household. They control their households. They tell you what to do. It's not the other way around. And then you get divorced. Why? Because she's telling you what to do. It wasn't designed to be that way. We are not designed to be that way. You either listen and you change or you don't. But either way, we are going to see a decline in the birth rate, and less people are going to be having kids. Less and less families are going to be joined, and even the marriage rate is going to decrease. It's going to plummet. And you want to know what happens once that happens? That means there's not going to be enough people to be in the workforce to begin with. Because if we're not having kids, then who's going to replace us? Leave a comment in the comment section if you agree with my commentary, if you agree with this video, if you agree with the whatever podcast. And if you don't, still leave a comment, because I want to have that conversation. Let's talk. Until next time. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content.